James Buchanan was the 15th President of the United States, serving from 1857 to 1861, and was aligned with the Democratic Party. During his presidency, Buchanan faced several significant challenges, including the growing sectional tensions between the North and South over the issue of slavery. Buchanan believed that the Constitution protected the right of states to own slaves and argued that the federal government had no power to interfere with the institution of slavery. He sought to promote compromise and cooperation between northern and southern states and worked to defuse tensions over the expansion of slavery into the Western territories. President James Buchanan also supported the construction of a transcontinental railroad as a way to expand U.S. territory and promote economic growth. The idea of a transcontinental railroad had been discussed for many years, and Buchanan believed that such a project would bring the nation's disparate regions closer together and would create new opportunities for trade and commerce. To support the construction of a transcontinental railroad, the Pacific Railroad Act of 1862 was proposed, which would provide federal land grants and loans to companies that agreed to build the railroad. This act would establish the federal government's role in regulating and overseeing the construction of the railroad. Buchanan also appointed several commissioners to oversee the construction of the railroad and worked to secure funding from Congress to support the project. Despite these efforts, the bill was locked in Congress until the secession of the Southern states in 1861. Then, with no opposition, Congress was able to agree upon a central route, and the bill was eventually signed by Abraham Lincoln. Buchanan was unable to prevent the breakup of the United States over the issue of slavery. On December 20, 1860, a special convention called in South Carolina unanimously passed an ordinance of secession. Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, and Louisiana followed in January, and Texas voted to secede in February. President Buchanan denied these states the right of secession, but also denied the right of the federal government to use force against the seceded states. In the grand scheme of things, Buchanan's presidency was marked by controversy, and his policies were not well received by many Americans. He did not seek re-election in 1860 and returned to private life after his term ended.